My house is supposedly haunted. I have had quite a few experiences. Quite nervous to talk about them, honestly. I've had quite a few experiences in this house, and I moved here when I was 18 with my boyfriend. It was built in the 1800s. It's very, very old. I found out from my neighbor today, actually, that not only is it an old house, and not only do we think it's haunted, but my neighbor, she used to live here. She leases it out to us. She rents it out to us. And her cousin, who lived here for 10 to 15 years, quite a long time, and her cousin died somewhat recently. She was very young. She didn't die here, but she might have come back to here. I'm not going to say her name for obvious reasons. Basically, she could be the ghost that's here. So I'm going to tell you some of the experiences that I've had and my boyfriend has had while we've lived here. We've only lived here for about maybe 6-7 months. We're both into like creepy stuff, me more than him probably. Ever since I was very little, I've always been into really weird, creepy stuff. I've really always loved, like, ghost hunting videos are my favorite thing to watch on YouTube. Always watching, like, spooky stuff, I have had a few paranormal experiences outside of this house, but I've also always been a bit of a skeptic. Like, I have to see it to believe it. I have to experience it myself to believe it. So if you don't believe me in this video, that is totally understandable, because I probably wouldn't believe me either. Unless I was there. So obviously some of these experiences that I've had might not be a ghost, they might be easily explainable, I might just be crazy, but, for the sake of the video, I'm gonna share my experiences. So it's just me and my boyfriend who lives here. We have no pets. That's part of the rental agreement. We're not allowed to have pets. And any time that he's not here, I'll be cleaning the house or cleaning the bathrooms or something, and I swear that I will see, like, a person, just like a dark figure. I know that's so stereotypical, straight out of a movie. Everyone says that. Everyone says, oh, I saw a dark shadow figure. But I really do. And it's weird because it's not like I've always seen them since I was little. I've only started seeing them since moving in this house. And it's a dark shadow figure out of the corner of my eye, and I turn and I look and no one's there, obviously, because it's when my boyfriend's at work, and we don't have pets, so it's just this figure. I turn and I see nothing. It's just a shadow, and I don't know. Obviously it could be a shadow casting from the window, like, it could be debunked in so many ways, but it's happened so many times, and it's always a distinct figure. And I know my boyfriend has seen those too, and it's quite odd, really, truly, but we always hear noises. My boyfriend told me this one specific thing that he experienced when I wasn't home that I thought was so eerie and so strange. One of my biggest fears is, like, having a squatter in our house. Like, I'm so scared of having a squatter. And we don't have a squatter, I hope. But he was home alone in our bedroom, and that's where I'm at right now. And above me, there's an attic door. And that leads to the attic. It's the only way to get in the attic is from our bedroom. So he was in the bedroom and I was at home, and he hears these, like, big stops from up in the attic. And it freaked him out, obviously, and he told me about it. He didn't want to go in there, obviously. I don't think there's anyone in our... I mean, we go up there quite often because we have storage up there, so it's like... I don't know, that's just another weird experience. Another time was really strange. We hear things all the time. We used to hear scratching outside of our house. We'd hear like scratching, like, on the outside of our house. Like someone was scratching. It kind of sounded like an animal, almost, and it very well could be. So we've heard that for a while. we always just hear strange, like, creaks and scratching. We heard almost what could have been a stray cat that was, like, very feral outside, because one morning silent morning, very early, we heard a and then nothing. And it was so strange. We looked outside, there was no cats. Same with the scratching. We looked outside, there was nothing. No one. So odd. It very well could be an animal, but it's just weird that we have these experiences all the time when, I don't know, we don't see animals all that often. Now, I also recall we do see weird animal tracks, and that could just be an animal, but it's odd because our land that we live on used to be like Native American tribal land. And we have this really weird looking tree on our property behind our house. And there were these really large tracks, like much bigger than deer tracks. They were just these huge tracks. And I wish I would have taken a picture, but they led to my car. They stopped at my car, and they or started at my car or stopped at my car, I'm not sure which. And they went all the way to this tree. And this tree is really weird, right? And they stop at this tree, and there's kind of like a big hole in the tree almost that goes inside of the tree. And they stop at the tree, and there's no way this animal with as big of tracks as it had could have hidden in the tree. It's a very, like, there's no leaves on the tree. You can see up in the tree. It's fairly small, you know. It's like maybe 7 feet, 8 feet. It's small for a tree. And you can see everything in the tree. You could tell there was nothing in the tree. So I don't know. It's probably weird and not true, but there's this urban legend about this Native American witch, and he had some sort of curse, or he put some sort of curse on the land, and he could like shapeshift into animals, like wolves and stuff. I don't know if that's true, but that was another weird thing that happened. Going on more of a demonic side, I truly don't believe that if there is a ghost here, I don't believe that it's anything demonic. I don't think that it's anything threatening or malicious. I genuinely think it's just probably like something just trying to live in peace. Like it very well could be my neighbor's cousin who passed. It very well just could be a normal spirit just trying to survive in the afterlife. But another thing that was really actually scary did happen. Me and my boyfriend were sleeping. We woke up because I have to go to the bathroom. I wake my boyfriend up. I'm like, do you know what time it is? Because I am too scared to go to the bathroom at night alone because I'm afraid of the dark, so I make him walk me. And I'm like, do you know what time it is? And he's like, I don't know. And I'm like, will you walk me to the bathroom? And he said, yeah. So we walk around our house. Our house is like a horseshoe shape. So we're walking out, and we go through the kitchen. And in the kitchen, you know, I glance down at the stove to see what time it is. And it says 3:33 exactly. I cannot make this shit up. 3:33 exactly. And I'm like, that's kind of weird, isn't it? Like, I don't vibe with 3 a.m. as it is. But I'm like, it's probably, like, whatever, you know? Like, I try to, like, shrug everything off as a coincidence, and my boyfriend is super into numbers. Like, he thinks that numbers, like, represent everything. So he's looking at this and thinking, like, oh God, I don't like that number, I don't like that number. And I'm like, calm down, like, it's probably fine. So I go to the bathroom, we come back, he's really freaking out about that number. I'm like, it's fine, you know, like, it's just a number, it'll go away. You know, the time will change, it'll be 3:34, 3:35. We walk back into the bedroom, and the fan is moving. And the fan only moves when the light is on, and the light wasn't on. Hadn't been on. It's 3 in the morning, like we were asleep for hours. The fan's moving. And I'm like, that's weird. We probably turned the light on at some point, you know, like we probably just forgot. We sit in bed, And as soon as I look up at the fan, it's spinning. There's four blades on the fan. And it spins, and as soon as I look up at it, it stops. It's not like it was slowing down to a stop. It was going, it just like abruptly stopped. It was really weird sensation, and it stopped exactly in a cross. Exactly in a cross. I didn't even notice that. My boyfriend pointed that out to me, and he's like, that stopped at a cross. I don't like that. And I'm like, oh, well, it could be a good thing, you know? Like, it could represent good faith. It couldn't necessarily be a bad thing. So I'm like, you know, talking him out of it. I'm like, it's fine, you know? It could be a good thing. It's just like guardian angels, you know? And all of a sudden, I smell something really foul, like rotten eggs, comparable to sulfur. And I asked my boyfriend, I said, do you smell that? And he said, no. And I said, did you fart? Like, just tell me, like, did you fart? And he said, no. And I was like, that's really weird because it smells like my fart. And I'm like, okay, well, it certainly isn't mine because I would know if I farted, but it smells like my fart because he always jokes, he always jokes that your farts smell like sulfur. That's what he always tells me. He says, your farts smell like sulfur. And I'm like, okay, whatever. But I was like, if my farts smell like sulfur, then it smells like sulfur in here. And I drag him over to where I'm smelling it in the room, which is next to the bed. And he said, oh wait, I smell it too. And I've heard a lot of things online that, like, if you smell sulfur, it's the sign that a demon is near. So the 333, the fan, the smell, I'm like, this is really weird. And then we were both kind of nervous. He was looking up some stuff, like trying to rationalize it, being like, oh, maybe we have too much carbon monoxide. Maybe we need to leave the house. And we realized nothing was wrong with the house, and it went away fairly quickly. It was just like a sulfur fart, and then it fizzled out. So it was really weird. Neither of us farted, we swear on our lives. And it was just the oddest thing. So after that, we were a little like freaked out, and we couldn't fall back asleep. So we were just scrolling on our phones, you know, just watching little reels and stuff, trying to get sleepy again, trying to relax, trying to get out of that scared mindset. And as soon as it hit 4 a.m., like clockwork, as soon as there was no more 3 on the clock, as soon as it was 4 a.m. on the dot, we were out. We were both finally sleepy again. Like, we were wide awake until 4, and then we were like, oh, I'm tired, you know, and then instantly we were able to go back to sleep. We weren't scared anymore. It was really weird. And yeah, as a skeptic, you know, you could chalk all that up to coincidences. You could chalk all that up to, I don't know, anything more logical than this.
That's it, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, and the tree is completely hollow. Completely hollow.
Oh God, are you serious?
Yeah, it's like completely hollow all the way through the branches.
Really?
Yeah, but the tree's still living. Still produces apples and everything.
That's weird. One last thing, though, to throw in. So, his mom has a very large house, and anytime any of his relatives had passed away, a lot of their belongings had gotten sent to his mother's house. And so they still hold a lot of, you know, their past relatives' belongings in his mom's house. And I thought, with all of those belongings, you would think it might be a little bit haunted. So, you know, you've heard of those ghost radar apps. They're not the most accurate. If I ever really wanted to actually go ghost hunting, I would save up and invest in actual equipment, because I don't think those apps usually get you anywhere. I had one app pulled up on my phone, and my boyfriend had a different app pulled up on his phone, and we went to the upstairs, one of the upstairs guest bedrooms, and we started trying to, like, talk to whatever might be there. You know, we were trying to get answers. There could be a lot of explanations for this. Obviously, we know our phones are always listening to us, but on his phone, on his app, the word popped up, Samantha. That's my name. That's my full legal name is Samantha. And I just think that's a bit odd. I'm gonna pop it up here. Samantha. Now it could have just been, our phone's listening to us. Maybe he said my name, but he doesn't call me Samantha. He calls me Sam. Everyone that I'm close to calls me Sam. I don't know. And it would have been different if it was on my phone because all my stuff in my phone is in as Samantha. That's all weird. But I'll leave that up to you guys to decide what you think it could be. So that's all my haunted paranormal experiences for now. And if you would like me to bring on my boyfriend, maybe get his point of view on some of these things because he might have experienced them slightly different than I did, or maybe he has more to share. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.
Yeah?
How do I stop it?
Alright, click the button.
Which one?